by its very nature, has been unusual. It seemed to go beyond that today. Attorneys for Mission Park Funeral Home showed up in court with a casket. The funeral home is being sued by a family after the body of their loved one could not be found following a memorial service. So why the casket? Paul Venema explains.
This casket is a duplicate of the one that contained the body of Julie Mott at Mission Park Funeral Home in August of 2015. Her body disappeared from the funeral home while awaiting transfer to a crematorium. Though no one has been charged with taking the body, both lawyers for the Mott family and Mission Park owner Robert Dick Tips agree that it was stolen. Police investigated the case and interviewed Mott's former boyfriend Bill Wilburn at length, but considered him only a person of interest. The casket in court was used during the trial for demonstrative purposes only by the funeral home's defense team. They showed how Mott's casket hinges had been broken and the casket itself damaged. That, they suggested, shows that someone without knowledge of how a casket functions removed the body. The Mott family's lawsuit claims that negligence and gross negligence by Mission Park is the reason Julie Mott's body is missing. It still has not been found. The family is seeking $1 million in compensation. The casket in court took everyone by surprise, but the defense argued it was important to their case. Paul Venema, KSAT 12 News.